on the Loading Snacks channel. What is good,
Okay,
everybody?
Heard that. Heard a little of that.
It's your boy Jokes, and here for some wrestling chat. A lot of people have been asking for this. It's been a while, so we got to do some wrestling chat.
A lot of people asking.
Especially that guy right there.
Yeah.
Wrestling Wednesday, let's go.
So, I mean, we're here to talk about the Royal Rumble. Just went down. I can hear you right now. A little bit. We'll see in a second. But in order to do this, I had to bring on a couple special guests because this is not something I wanted to do by myself. So let's go ahead.
Can you hear me, Chris?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Doc.
We can definitely hear you, Daryl.
We can definitely hear you.
I can hear you fine, Chris.
We'll see. Connection a little bad, but we won't make it work. But let's go around the table right quick and do some introductions right quick. So some names you guys are probably familiar with seeing in the chat on all of our other shows, but you probably haven't been able to put a face to that name. So let's go ahead and start with man over here. He in the middle of dinner. I appreciate this guy. He came.
Am I coming that late? Am I coming in that late?
I mean, like, I guess so. I'm not too sure what's happening exactly. I have a chip and some queso.
Oh man.
Well, that's Ellis right there that we have going on. We have the doctor, Dr. D, Daryl Johnson in the building.
I must be coming on, going downstairs. Let me.
You want to go ahead?
Is it me? Is it my connection? Or I don't know what's going on.
Go ahead and switch spots.
All right, coming in clear now.
Hey, we can hear you. We can hear you perfectly fine.
Hey, let me come down here and turn my light on. Try it this way.
Well, Dr. D makes his way downstairs. And then we got Marcus.
Let me go ahead and talk.
What's up?
So that you see and hear. Hold on just a minute.
What?
Oh, you dark.
Oh, no, we good. That's like Resident Evil going on.
Right.
Hey, look at that.
Hey, no lag.
But we're here to talk about the Royal Rumble. So I hope by now I know everyone here has seen the Rumble. So I hope you guys out there, if you haven't had a chance, you've gone back and watched Royal Rumble. But what up, Gage? Gage in the chat, send in the chat. They this isn't quite their forte, so they said they would chat it up versus actually being in here. So we'll see how this goes.
Yep.
But Royal Rumble, gentlemen. So let's start off with little overall impressions. Let's go to you, Ellis, right up there. Go ahead and take a sip.
All right, I'm gonna say each time I'm gonna take a chip, take a sip.
It seems like that's gonna be the running theme for it.
Oh man! All right, I think I have another cup real quick. So I thought the show overall was pretty well balanced. Again, you had two big matches, which were the Rumble itself. We planned a part of Ellis. Oh my God! So you had two big matches, men's and women's, and then you had the championship matches, which told really great stories, even if you hate Goldberg. So I think the show is well balanced.
Dig it, Dr. D. Maybe
some of you may know how I
there we go
begin.
He's getting the Gage
treatment.
Yep.
You got that weight set.
I'm good now. All right. We're gonna make this.
I don't know. I got clear.
An 8 out of 10 for the Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay.
We We got 8 out of 10. So we got his overall price. We got it. We got the part we needed. Marcus.
I'll give it a solid 7 for Royal Rumble. I'll give it a solid 7.
Solid 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So overall, I think we're all in agreement. It was pretty solid. Nothing. I don't think there was any moment that you got super bored or anything watching it. I think it was solid the whole way through. Favorite moments. We got any favorite moments out there from the Rumble?
The whole show or the Rumble itself?
Edge coming out as number 1.
Use the whole show. We use the whole show.
Goldberg's jiu-jitsu shorts. Goldberg.
Does he even do jiu-jitsu?
Just that one word.
You know, I think he does. It's kind of like Pilates or yoga.
Bianca.
Like Pilates. Old
Yeah,
man
it's kind of
Pilates.
like Pilates. Yes. But he came out there looking strong and old and ready to fight in those shorts, ready to go.
I can't
He's
hear
ready to go. Drew was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's wearing these shorts. I thought he was supposed to wear trunks. My whole game plan is turned upside down." So the shorts threw everything off.
The shorts threw everything. Dig it.
I like Carlito coming
Cool.
in because he's organic, and I haven't seen that man in like 10 years in WWE. And he looked real jacked up, real fit, and like he hadn't lost a step. Same thing with Christian and Edge. Like they're some of the vets, and they really put over a lot of the younger guys. So that was cool to see.
Dig it. I think Dr. D was in. I'm pretty sure he was saying Bianca Belair. I'm pretty sure that's what he was trying to get out there. Yeah, he's definitely getting Wayne teched out here right now.
Hard Wayne tech.
But question though, okay? If it's you said Carlito, right? I asked you a question. Is it really Carlito if he doesn't spit an apple? I just want to know if he doesn't spit an apple, is that really him?
If you remember, if you look closely, he had the apple. He's just not allowed to spit it because of COVID.
But it's still different. I mean, I spit in the face of things that don't want to be cool. I mean, that's the thing.
He has the apple. He bit the apple. He just didn't spit it in the face because of COVID. That's like if you actually look, he actually looked to like the camera, like spit it towards the camera, and then went after Shinsuke, and then it was like okay. But he literally couldn't. He's not allowed to spit in people's faces because of COVID.
I hate COVID so much now.
No, I'm right there with it. If it wasn't meant for that, all of us would have already been like face to face and ran into each other some shape or form. Else, I know you just got back to the East Coast, so I mean you probably been a little off. You would have come out here for something.
Absolutely.
Than anything.
Yeah. So Sen, his gimmick, back in the
we can hear you chiming in a little bit.
Ruthless Aggression era. Was that he's a guy from the Caribbean. He literally comes out with an apple. He does his little promo. He's like Elias. He gets interrupted, and then he literally takes a bite of the apple and spits in your face because you're not cool. That was his entire gimmick, and it was glorious because it was simple.
Right, but like, and for those who haven't seen it, right, like it's the most gangster thing alive. Like you just sitting there. Just talking trash.
I agree with Gage. I agree with Gage. I agree with Gage. I don't think. Yeah, I agree with Gage. And COVID would have allowed him to spit on anybody right now.
Yeah, that'd have been an immediate firing. Get out of here! Like
no. He's not even he's not a contract.
And also, his finisher, the backstabber, was then like taken and used by like every other talent in the industry. Like after he left, like if you don't remember, Jericho took it from him. Who else took it? I think Maria took it. A whole lot of other talent actually took which is like a modified backbreaker, just like a knee backbreaker. It's like crazy. Like no one else is doing it.
Hey, it's
until
effective.
he left.
You got to use what's effective out here in the world. So, hey, you can borrow it. Hey, imitation is the best form of flattery that you can do. So, you can say that he was. I don't know if you can say he was the originator, but hey, he did it
He's
though.
not the originator, but like he was definitely using it like the most. And then after he left, it was like, okay, put that in the rotation for all the talent. Here, add it to your move list.
I dig it. I dig it. Carlito, I would say, was definitely one of the nice little surprises that they added into the Rumble. I thought what was awesome, they didn't necessarily waste any spots, because we know how, like, in certain years past, they tend to put individuals in these spots to kind of just fill gaps. Like, you're just here for show, but hey, it was cool to see you. But I thought they did a pretty good job at balancing it out with real full superstars, even in the women's side. Like, we had a couple, like Victoria showed up. We haven't seen Victoria in a WWE ring now in I don't know how many years, and she actually was pretty done. She was pretty well off in the ring.
I'm actually kind of confused though, because didn't Mustafa Ali lose to AJ Styles, so therefore he cannot be in the Royal Rumble, yet he was in the Royal Rumble?
However you want to put it. I mean,
I'm sorry. It's just minor discrepancies that I noticed with the product. I'm sorry. Never mind me. What do I know as a fan?
Hey, you're a fan. You know some things. But outside of Carlito, which I think was a good little play, you know, Victoria showed up. I think overall the presentation, just like you said before, was pretty good, well over. Now let's talk about kind of what you were talking about, Marcus. Edge. Now, Edge, my man, you got your whole G Fuel over there. My man ain't planning to go to sleep no time soon.
Hey man, there's a new zombie map coming out tonight at 2:00, and I'm gonna be on it. So G Fuel. Not that it's product placement, but you know.
But Edge. So entering the Royal Rumble at number 1. I mean, did anybody think this man was going to go the whole way and win the Rumble?
I did.
You did?
Yep. The moment they didn't like hide the fact that he was number 1, and like they literally said, "Oh yeah, he's coming out at number 1." Like we already knew he was entering the Royal Rumble, but we didn't know what number he was. But like I figured after everything that he's been doing with the company. What? Confused. Kind of threw me off. But yeah, I feel like it was just due. Like he deserved to, at least right now, to be number 1, win the Royal Rumble, go on, challenge whomever, and then get his title reign, his last title reign probably, and then he'll retire, and then we'll probably only see him in like short spots.
Yes.
Cool with that, Ellis?
Yes. Thing was, I was mad that they spoiled it by announcing it early. So it should have left it alone and just surprised us with Edge being number 1 and Randy Orton being number 2. Still keep the fans surprised. That's my thing. Plus, I don't know if you know about this, but this year's PWI Awards to MVP over Edge, respect to MVP, but I definitely think for this year coming, they definitely need to give Edge comeback of the year.
I can agree with that, because I mean, going back a whole year, last year's Royal Rumble, Edge was so far away from my thoughts that was going to show up in the Rumble to compete. Him returning was just gold. Like, and in this time and day with the internet, it's hard to keep things a secret, but they managed to keep my man coming back to the Rumble a secret. And I miss those type of things in wrestling, is those absolute surprises that you just absolutely don't see coming. But nowadays, everything is just got to be. It's got to be announced. It's got to be on the internet. Someone's just got to force and try to spoil something. It's just the nature of how everything is. But Edge receiving a comeback award, I would 100% welcome that. My man has come back, and I mean he's on par with some of the stars that are currently some of these younger cats that he can compete. Like we're doing this, sadly, we're not watching NXT right now. I mean, some of y'all probably got NXT on the background right now, but
I do.
I was gonna say, but my man's about to go at it. It's a tag match, but he's gonna be fighting Finn Balor. Like that's going to be pretty fire right there. What's that saying? Jokes, you got the nerds off. I spoil it. Sam, we're not gonna do this today. We're not gonna do this today, Sam, at all. But the whole Randy Orton Edge thing, like they have some great chemistry in the ring. I think that surprise if they would have just left it alone and the two of them would have just came out right back to back. I mean, we don't have a live audience, so we can't get that same pop that we would get normally if everybody was in attendance. That's COVID has just completely deviated the way that we consume wrestling right now. But just imagine if we had a full audience at the Royal Rumble and some of these things would have went down. Like
he would have been booed.
You think he would have been booed?
He would have been booed out at the whole thing. He would have been booed out the whole thing. I'm telling you guys right now, because the product has changed so much because we're at home, we're watching it, with the way they're presenting it. I guarantee you, right now, the crowd would not have reacted the exact same way they reacted last year to Edge winning this year. And to be honest, they probably wouldn't have picked Edge to win the Royal Rumble if they had a live audience. I'm saying that right now.
I mean, I actually kind of agree with Ellis on this one. I do feel like if COVID wasn't a thing, Edge wouldn't be in the title picture.
Right. Doing the Brandon point. I'm not sure if that works. But like it's cool that they were able to tell this story. And in general, right? Ever since I would say some of the best WrestleManias are about storytelling, right? And right now, with the crew that they have and the environment that they have, which is no crowd, right now they need their best storytellers. Like if you look at some of the best WrestleManias, you have the Savages and the Macho Man Randy Savage with Elizabeth on his arm. You got the biggest one, in my opinion, is probably Daniel Bryan winning the championship belt in 2 matches and have this whole long storyline. You need someone who can actually keep eyes on the television, keep conversation happening after the show. And Edge right now, out of everyone, is the only person who can do it along the one person who is literally the one man. Because everyone else, like I think it's a woman-led show. My opinion. I think the women are controlling the show. I can really care less who really won the men's Royal Rumble, but I can tell you this: the only person who's carrying the show outside the women is Roman. And you have Roman and Edge together. Forget Drew. I don't care about the fact that he's young, he grew up, whatever. It's about every year WrestleMania is about bringing in, filling the seats, filling the whatever quota you have with fans of now and past. You want everyone, period, who's ever watched wrestling to tune in. That's why they have the Goldbergs. That's why they're going to have the old-time wrestlers there. And that's why they're going to have Edge, who's going to tell one of the best stories ever in the environment that they're in with the man, Roman Reigns. So
I don't know.
Anyone else
Roman Reigns is kind of boring, man. Like I can't agree with that. Like he's kind of he's like John Cena level. Like I'm tired of hearing about Roman Reigns. Like I was all for when Kofi was champion. Kofi should still be champion in my opinion. Like the man didn't deserve to lose the belt like that. Never got his rematch. So we're not even going to sit here and discuss like Roman Reigns is like the best candidate to be champion. Like there are many other talents that could be champion and will be a better champion than Roman Reigns.
If Kobe could do a push up or a bench press, then we can talk. But until he can do a bench press or a push up, he can't carry the brand. He can't carry the brand through the COVID times.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna need
Bro, his New Day gimmicks are fire. They sell more than what Roman Reigns will ever sell in his entire WWE career.
Roman right now is fire. Yeah. I'm sorry. I absolutely am loving the whole head of the table, the whole angle that they're doing with it.
Spear. That's what we're looking for.
Spear versus spear. Just imagine that on a billboard.
Bro, we already had that Goldberg. We've had that. We've had spear versus spear. Like, come on.
Did you have the head of the table? Did you have the tribal chief? Did you have the boss? Bro,
he's not the head. We all know the Rock is head of the. We're not going to go into this discussion.
Rock's in Hollywood right now, so
the Rock is going to come back for Mania. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, my man out here filming some stuff and doing. He ain't gonna be able to separate himself. I mean, sadly, with
you think COVID, he won't. You think he won't? He make time for a quick appearance at a Royal at a WrestleMania.
Not this one. Hey, him making time isn't the problem. The problem is him recording. Like, say if he's recording whatever movie, he's gonna have to leave whatever to come wherever. He's gonna have to quarantine. Mm-hmm. Then he can go in and do it, not ever. Then when he goes back, he's gonna have to quarantine before he can get back in and start recording again. You know how big of
Dwayne The Rock Johnson. People go on his time. He's the entertainment value. So I'm sure it can happen. No. It can happen.
If anything, maybe we'll get him on screen and he'll talk. Maybe he will throw a shot or something, but I don't think so. I don't think so.
And typically, I would agree with you. I was at 32. No one expecting The Rock. He was injured. Pops up, lights his whole name on fire, takes off his trunks and ready to fight. No, not off his trunks. Took off his track pants.
Don't do that, Rock. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But Velcro sweatpants. Let's go.
Right. But he did it. He did it, right? But the issue is there's too much. Like everything's about insurance right now, right? And what he's willing to do, was able to do. I think that if this wasn't COVID time, that would be a possibility. I think because of it and the insurance and the movies, the products he's working with, I think it's highly doubtful. Just like Cena's saying, he's like, mathematically, I can't do it because he knows he has to quarantine, he has to do all this stuff, be able to go back and make the real money, opposed to the WWE money. So
you're talking about that sellout money that he used to say back in like the early 2000s. Yeah, I remember those days.
But I mean, like in general though, like I just think that I think you are right if it was a non-COVID time. Mm-hmm. It's just that right now there's so much that they have to do, especially in movie productions, that there's no way they're going to be okay with that. Nah.
Yeah. If he was at the end of, like, say, recording, there'd probably be a good chance that we would see him. But with all the extraness that has to go through it right now, it just wouldn't happen. As much as I would love to see Rock and Roman, like, I'm head of the table. Like, as much as I would love to see that, it's just not going to go down right now. So, what do you do on the flip side? Edge and Roman Reigns,
best storyteller out there.
And wait, isn't Miz the Money in the Bank winner?
Yes, he is.
Why is this still a thing? Why does he still have that? I just remember that. It's just a random fact. Like, why is he still carrying the Money in the Bank?
I'm sorry. Miz is gold. I'm sorry. On the mic,
Miz is Intercontinental Championship fodder gold. That is what he is.
Hold on. Before you start talking about the Miz, okay? The Miz, you got to put respect on his name. That man went head to head.
Miz Cannon is a glorified jobber.
He went head to head with John Cena as The Rock was the referee. The host, and still left with the belt. I, who at the time didn't like John Cena, was at a restaurant with children who were rooting for John Cena. Imagine my love.
I see where this is going.
Imagine the passion that I had in my heart when I saw those kids sad, those children crying on the French fries, on the French fries. You know what
On
I'm
the
saying?
fridge.
And I'm sitting there just laughing and pointing. I'm an adult. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was doing this. My wife and my girlfriend at the time was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing this." The children in their faces because their hero lost. So let's not forget that the Miz gave us that gift.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Be
not
appreciative.
denying that retention of that championship at WrestleMania. Like, I agree with you. It was at that point that they was marking John Cena to be Superman. We all know how one person in Lodi Snacks doesn't like Superman. That was the entire WWE fan base was like, we're tired of John Cena. And then they were just like, okay, let Miz win. After that, okay, he loses, and then John Cena all over again. It was like that was the formula. John Cena wins belt, loses belt, gets belt back, loses belt, gets belt back. Okay, goes to WrestleMania, loses. All right, wins it again. All right, somehow gets injured, goes on hiatus. Insert superstar here, win belt. Okay, John Cena comes back, wins belt. That has literally been the formula for like the last decade.
Sir, that formula just absolutely confused all hell out of me just now. I don't.
My math was too much.
I don't know. That was that Scott Steiner. That Scott Steiner math right there.
Hey, you just have to listen to it, shake your head and nod, and then we'll go on to the next topic.
No.
Yes.
But let's say, of course, Edge just challenged Roman. I mean, Miz with the Money in the Bank is still, that's one of those uncertainties. Now, I don't think he'll chime in on the two of them, but I could be wrong. But I'm sorry, the Miz is gold. You can put the Intercontinental title on him, keep it on him, and he makes it relevant. I'm sorry.
And you want to know why? Because John Cena told him, you literally got to make this the premier title. That's what John Cena's whole gimmick was. After he was no longer going after the main belt, it was like he was reduced to the United States or IC championship, and then he made it mean something because those titles were just like nothing titles. Shinsuke had the title, did nothing with it. Like, they were just like joke titles for the company. And then he was like, okay, we got to make these titles like mean something. Okay, insert storylines for these titles again, like how it should have been in the beginning.
I feel this is skewed. I just know it's a shirt. I know this is what he's wearing. I feel his opinion is skewed. I just know this outfit. I just know this outfit. He's Bullet Club.
What do you mean, sir? Like, what are you getting at?
All these indies. So I feel like his opinion is skewed. I'm just letting you know, as a WWE fan, John Cena, okay, had his issues, but at the very end,
Hashtag beat up John Cena.
You see that right there? That's a bullet. That's a Bullet Club.
See, normally I'm on the Bullet Club, but this I was like, no, I come out here as Finn today. I have my Finn Balor on because we in this round. Still upset.
We're in the Balor Club. I got a jacket. I got a leather jacket somewhere. I popped the collar.
But I guess the big question is, right? So I know we're talking about Cena and everything, but let's if we focus back onto the Rumble, right? So like, who else right now with the era, with the situation, with the COVID, with the Thunderdome, because I didn't realize how quiet it is versus the production when some of these replays you're hearing, they're not hearing the feed as loud as we're hearing on TV. So they're going on silence. So like right now, who else could have won that Rumble and have it make sense outside of Edge?
Honestly, nobody. Because I'm sorry, like everyone that's in there right now, like everyone's feuding with somebody else that's kind of like Randy's having his thing with Alexa Bliss and Bray Wyatt. Whatever.
Hey, those segments are fire. I enjoy those.
I ain't saying nothing about that. Alexa Bliss right now is doing some fire, but I don't know that I think there's still some parts to that reason why we're going to keep Randy away from it. AJ, who you would think maybe face to run the place or whatnot ever,
Brandon with the comment.
But nah, I don't think it's AJ's time right now. But no one else right now just has the ability to take it and run with it. Maybe after Mania, we reset, start again. We do some new rivalries and things going on. We may see a little different shakeup going on right now, but Edge right now, just like Ellis said, I think has the people like. I mean, they could have put Goldberg in. You want Goldberg to win the Rumble? Is that what you wanted to happen?
I mean, I would have been fine. What's that guy's name?
If he says R-Truth, if he says R-Truth, I mean, he says R-Truth.
It's not R-Truth. It's not R-Truth.
Yeah. All right.
He's the NXT guy. The Archer.
If he had won, that'd been weird, man. That would have been real weird.
Weird is good. New
Damian
life.
Priest?
Yeah, new life. Like,
nah, too soon. I think he's got a lot of potential. But as soon as you come to the main roster right now, I get scared. I get scared now.
You mean like Keith Lee?
I get scared.
Rip.
Sadly, Keith was my original pick to win, but sadly, we know he couldn't compete. Obviously, Mia Yim came down with COVID, so I'm pretty sure he had to quarantine alone. But that was actually my pick to potentially win the Rumble this year. I still think, just like we were saying before, Edge in there makes the most sense. I think Keith is going to be next in line. I do think he's going to get his extra push, but for everything that's going on right now, Edge just made the most sense. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all.
And also, I don't think Keith would have needed to win because if you look at the story that they're presenting right now with Drew and Sheamus and Keith Lee, you really don't need the win for the Rumble to solidify that. Like, it's already there.
I think he was the number one contender. He was the number one contender until he caught COVID, if I'm not mistaken, in the storyline.
But I think you're right. But like, it's like you don't need it because it's already telling itself. Like the only real unknown was Roman, right? Because he's gone through Kevin Owens, which is going a little bit too long anyway. Agreed. And that's really it. The only person we could use the Fiend. Don't put the Fiend in this mix. So it's like
the Fiend's on hiatus until WrestleMania, where he makes his glorified appearance in the Universal Alexa Bliss segment.
Right, and then AJ Styles. I mean, and as crazy as it sounds, he's at the level where he doesn't need a championship title. He doesn't he's at the point where he's going to put a phenomenal show. He's at that Shawn Michaels, or I think that the whole match last year.
He is the Kenny Omega of the WWE. Doesn't need a title.
I don't know if people on the chat know who Kenny Omega is. So there's this indie show called AEW that it's like a small indie show, very very small indie show. It's done out in someone's backyard, and they had this guy who liked video games a lot, and he, just talking trash.
Rude.
But it's
rude.
But
rude.
But AJ does not need anything. So I think the only person who really needed an opponent was Roman, and the only person who could tell the story was Edge. But can we talk about the best match of the whole show, which was the women's?
Oh yeah, women's was fire. Hey, Doctor, say something.
I know he's trying to chime in, but
yeah, he said something in the chat saying if we can.
Yeah, he said. Well, we'll switch back for a quick second, but he said he thinks Keith is going to win at SummerSlam. So.
God, I hate Brandon so much. I don't care if Omega sounds cool. It doesn't mean you'll get
yes. Oh my God.
My man said the Miz. He's like, the Miz is a cool name, but John Cena isn't. First of all, you gotta say John Cena the right way. I can't say in my empty home right now. But
I know you gotta say
so hold on,
you gotta make the sound effects when you do it.
Right.
Oh man, but switching to the women, like the women's Royal Rumble was absolute fire. I tell you, Bianca and Naomi stood out. Like I swear to you, they probably fought each other the whole damn time they were in the ring together through the whole entire thing. They both got thrown out together, Bianca's ponytail pretty much saved Naomi.
Yo, Rhea Ripley, she needs more screen time. Needs it. I want more.
She's gold. That was my final two. Bianca
Rhea
and
needs
Rhea
to
were
get
my.
her win back.
No, I don't need another Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte because she's going to get buried. Because Charlotte has the last name Flair. There you go, Brandon. I just said Flair for you, favorite character. But yeah, just too much, like too much pull. I don't need it. They should have gave her the win in the beginning and then kept it going and then let her rise the ranks that way. So I don't need another rematch. This isn't like New Japan Pro Wrestling. This isn't like AEW or Impact where those actually matter. Because this is WWE and they don't care about that stuff anymore. So let's go on and let her do her own thing and build her brand so she can get her spotlight.
I need that win. I need that win. Charlotte better give her back her WrestleMania moment. I need that. Rhea needs that. If Charlotte is the queen, then she need to give the crown over to Rhea.
So my question is this, right? How did that entire assessment go into a rant about trashing WWE? But no, I don't even know.
Hey man, I've been watching wrestling for a long time. I know how to squeeze in a promo like it's nobody's business. Don't worry about me, fam.
So I would say this, right? Again, a lot of people hate on Charlotte. Doc, I know you saw the tweet thread that Flair put out because she was just tired of it, of people talking trash about her. Because the reality that she spent one, she doesn't write the show. Two, she spent majority of her time losing, which she's right, she did. What happened with Rhea Ripley is what it is. But I would tell you that it says a lot for. And I'm a big I told Brandon about this before. Like I went to WrestleMania 35 because of the Becky, Charlotte, and what's called a match, Ronda match. Like to me, that was the reason I actually went to the show. So like I'm really a big fan of the women's division, and for Charlotte, Rhea, and Bianca to be the final three says to like that one is full circle from last year, right?
That's what I was.
You're the NXT thing.
Yep, NXT one. Yeah.
And to me, it means more to me to see. I bet you it means more to Charlotte to be able to be eliminated by both of them out of that ring.
Yeah,
like there is a lot of work that's being done, a lot of development, and she is I bet there's a lot of respect for Charlotte because she's part of that four horsewomen who helped change the division. But like that finish for them both to throw her out, and they'd be like, "Hold on, let's start this over between both of us." To me, it's a great thing. I think Rhea deserves more time. You're right, but also I would say. There's one moment that happened in the match that to me, I laughed out loud and told my wife to look because it was Charlotte. It was Charlotte and Lacey Evans. And as she's coming to the ring with Ric Flair, she's telling everyone in the ring, everyone stand back. And they know this is the spot for the storyline. Who didn't listen? Y'all remember? Uso.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking right quick.
What's the name? Naomi. Yeah. She came up, if you watch the play, came up and tried to hold Charlotte. Charlotte gave her the stiffest elbow.
I know which one you're talking about.
It was magical because, again, if you look at everyone in that ring, everyone respects Flair, respects Charlotte, what she's done. Two, Naomi wasn't paying attention. She thought she could just go ahead and start wrestling. She learned that day. So that was my favorite spot.
Naomi was just being black. I'm not listening to you. What you talking about? I'm trying to get my spotlight. I've been out of the game for months.
Let me say this.
Oh yeah.
Listen, sticking with the Flair family, I'm kind of hurting for the Nature Boy right now with this storyline because it's like What is left?
I'm not heard for the nature. I mean, he probably invented the storyline. He was like, put me with a hot young thing to get her by. This is like a Tori Wilson, Dawn Marie scenario all over again. We've been through this.
Well, see, that's the thing, Marcus. Hear me out though. In the beginning of the year, you got Randy Orton turning on him, right? Then we go to the end of the year, he turns on Charlotte again. It's like the year before, Charlotte turned on him. So I'm like, help me out. Help me out. Who's
being a Flair means to be heel 100% of the time, all the time. You're never face.
I mean, you technically are face, I guess.
You're never face, but we're not in the NWA anymore. It's not the NWA anymore.
Right.
Or as another famous person would say, a baby face heel. That's what the Flairs are.
I mean, let's keep it real though. Like, we know a lot of this stuff when it comes to personal, real life. That's Vince. Vince is. I mean, like, he did it with Matt Hardy and all this stuff. He likes pulling that real life stuff out and that personal relationship stuff out. And he still.
He still hasn't learned his lesson. That's not good for television.
So what's Fifi doing at home watching? What's Fifi saying about all of this?
Well, I mean, but let's look at this, right? So, like, yeah, it's not the best idea. But
what's his real life wife saying about all of this? Yeah,
I mean, but we still giving Lacey TV though, right? Lacey Evans, who has tons of potential.
Facts.
Yeah.
She has some TV time, and this is all she has. This is not Ash. This is light. Reflection.
That's reflection. She. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. I'm cutting you off. Continue.
No. But I just want to make sure that it's known that like there's a reason.
What I was saying is, right you're now, going from Lacey's story being a face where they were building her up and apple pie and her and everything, and now what is her daughter watching right now?
A home wrecker.
It's tough. It's tough.
But it all comes down, like, you got to remember during that build up, that was before COVID. Like, all of that was before COVID. True. And it, like, you got to remember, WWE's roster is significantly cut. Like, if like their women's division for the tag team titles, cut. Like the men's tag team titles, a lot of them cut. Like they went through a lot of setbacks, and with that, they had to reevaluate every storyline and adapt them to the current environment. So the Lacey Evans you're seeing is the product of the environment of COVID, not WWE.
Nah, that's just Rick coming in and say, "Hey, where you need me at? How about I just throw you in here with Lacey Evans and your daughter? I can do that for you right quick." But
you know what that means? Though. That means that cements that WWE writers are lazy. Because if that's the best they can come up with is to rehash an old gimmick, then what are you doing for like 24 hours of the day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year?
Well, if it works, I guess if it ain't broken, don't fix it. And that's kind of what they're doing. So use it again.
But here's the thing. It worked back then because of the base of the popularity of said superstar. Lacey Evans is up and coming with a lot of potential, but it's not like she's Tori Wilson, Dawn Marie type feud going on back in the day. That's not what's going on. It's now like you have this army vet who was supposed to be all about core home family values, now going after an old man like type scenario. Like, that transition does not make sense from the established character premise that you made that character to be. No matter kayfabe or non-kayfabe, it doesn't matter. Like, that is what you're projecting onto that character to be in your universe. So build that character properly, and then if you want to turn that character in a different direction. You can allow them to turn, and it will make sense because that you see that paradigm shift.
Yep.
That's just my opinion. What do I know?
We have strong opinions, man.
Yep.
But so
exactly.
So we're all happy, but we're all happy about Bianca, right?
100%.
100%.
100%.
I need that Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, WrestleMania. I need it. I want it. I'm ready for it.
Absolutely.
Give me it.
I think I'd rather her face Asuka.
I think Sasha has a pass for me because again she doesn't get my harsh opinions because she defended Grogu's life. That's the only reason why I don't go ahead and start bashing Sasha Banks because she helped save Grogu's life. Now if she didn't do that,
I just remember what he's talking about when he said Grogu's life. I was like, wait a minute.
You gotta let that process for a second.
I was like, we're merging universes now. Okay.
I'm just letting you know. That's the only pass she gets.
Grogu saved her life. She called Luke Skywalker. Spoiler.
Again, either way, she was willing to get the life down. All I know is this: Bailey has put this show on her shoulders.
Yes, she has.
No more Bailey. I'm tired of Bailey. I'm tired.
You can continue to put Bailey in front of me. I'm sorry.
Wow.
When they put the belt on her, she ran with it. I loved her gimmick that she was using with it, but she took that. She was like, "Hey, look, Bailey, you got to go out here. There's only like 3 other women right now that's going to be here. You got to go out here and you got to sell it. You got to sell it. We're going to end up putting you against all 3 of these women, but you got to sell it every single time." And she did it with each one of them. She did it.
Like,
who's a better female heel than Bailey right now? Who's the
better female heel than Bailey right now?
Please, tell me.
Bailey got it. Bailey got it.
Right. Yo, tell me why Bailey is the best. One of the best. She is the macho man of the women's division, of the entire division.
Who's on the roster?
Of the entire division. Tell me who drops the elbow sweeter than the one she does. No one active roster can do that. Because she is the one. She buzzed Cole's name.
Cole's name in the back of her head?
Just to entertain us.
Does not make you good. It does not.
No, but she adds that to the fuel that what she has. Like that's
if you're telling me that she's not the best wrestler in the roster, come on. We're playing games now. She makes sure everyone's safe. She hits every hot spot move, and she understands the psychology that's necessary to tell a story each and every time she's in the ring. Bailey is the one. So if I had my choice, I would do Elimination Chamber, put Sasha Banks' belt on the line, have Sasha lose without Bailey involved because again she helped save Grogu. I cannot wish harm against someone who put their life down to help Grogu. But so get her out the match and then have Bailey
their
win.
Female roster on SmackDown is like little to none. Oh my god! I'm looking at the rosters right now. Jesus,
if you put the whole entire roster, the only person who comes close, 2 people come close to her, and that is Rhea Ripley and Charlotte. I said it.
Those are the 2. I have no arguments with that whatsoever. Rhea could put on the show when she was going for the championship. Sadly, she lost, but I'm sorry, that whole match was fire. Rhea can put on. She can handle herself with the mic if she needs to. Like it's just there's not a lot that actually have that whole complete package that you can just put. Hey, look, here's the mic, here's the belt. Get in the ring and do your thing. Like. There's not that many that can do the whole package. Some of them have the mic skills, some of them have the wrestling skills, and some of them they don't have the combination of the 2 of them. And Bailey has it.
Watch Sasha Banks in the ring and hope that and tell me there's not a moment during a major match you're hoping she's not hurt to death. Because there's times in every match she's in, you think like, man, she concussed. Man, she got a broken spine. Man, she broken in half. Like she going to the hospital.
Yeah, but
oh my God.
Yeah, but you also have to take in consideration she's also thoughtful to the other performer. Like she does make sure that the other performer, when they're performing their high risk maneuvers, that they're okay. Like look at in the Royal Rumble match, she made sure that Carmella was like, because Carmella had a very iffy dive from those ropes, and I was just like, are you dead?
Let me just say something about that dive. I honestly wish they would stop doing. Like, as much as I love that, it gets scary sometimes when they perform that dive to the outside of the ring. I'm sorry, when Taker did it made it, but he went over and almost came straight down. Like, that was disgusting. But
also, they need to be realistic. I'm not sure if it should be banned, but maybe they should be more realistic in what they can do. Some people can do it. She cannot. She's not there.
No, not
Camilla's not there. And that was a good transition to another match from that show. I like that. That was a good transition. Did you mean to do that? Did you mean to? Did you mean to do that? No?
No.
Okay. That was a good transition.
Maybe. Just maybe. But overall, so because I know we were probably going for this for like another 2 hours if we wanted to, but we're not going to do that. We're going to have to come back and do this later because this was pretty good. But overall, we all say solid impressions of the Royal Rumble, and it looks like we're going to have some good things to come about this. I guess we in agreement that we're probably going to see Edge versus Roman at Mania. Is that what we're looking at right now?
Yes,
I guess.
Yes.
But before we go, Ellis, why your company got to steal my joint?
What joint?
Why they have to use a cart to run over my man's Kevin Owens? I feel like I saw that somewhere else, more original.
I saw it when Kane went over Raven at WrestleMania, when I was a teenager. Yeah, it happened when I was a teenager, and Kane ran over Raven for the hardcore title backstage with Big Show.
Who cares about the hardcore title? It's hardcore
title. Who copied who? Why did your company go into the WWE network to learn?
They watched it. They paid their $9.99. Hey, somebody paid their $9.99 and saw that and was like, hey, we're gonna do that. Hey, that was it.
That's my wife right there. She's walking in the shop. It's okay.
Hey, but fellas, I appreciate it. I think this was a good chat. As much as we talked about Royal Rumble and kind of tweaked it into some other things, I think this was awesome. I guess if you guys would like to, you guys can share, let everybody know where they can find you at, because I'm sure everybody would love to get a little bit of piece of what's going on here. So, Ellis, if you want to.
You can find me on Twitter at Ellis Embed, the name on the thing. Don't find me on Facebook. We don't talk on Facebook. If I don't know you, don't talk to me. But if you want to have a conversation, do on Twitter. We good. We can do that.
Twitter
there.
It is.
Twitter.
Dr. D. Let's see.
Every account he has that name.
It does. Dr. D. It's the same, pretty much. I know that.
All my platforms.
TikTok.
Say at the real Dr. D. Yep. It better be the same. It better be. It better be. Is it not that simple? Can I not keep it that simple? At THA, the real Dr. D.
Easy enough. Marcus.
You can find me at twitch.tv/OV Corporation.
OV Corporation. Easy enough. And then here, I'm just loading snacks. And that's everywhere. Everywhere. Facebook, Instagram. There is a TikTok. There is actually a TikTok. We're not dancing, but there is a TikTok. You can find loading snacks on there as well, too.
And no matter what Brandon says, Batman is still a hero.
And no matter what Brandon says, we're looking for a 43-inch TV television for his daughter. Make sure that she has the highest definition possible of television for her gaming. Again, we're still trying to encourage Brandon to buy it himself and not to get me to buy it for his daughter. So again, if you can, we will be posting this link to this TV. I wasn't aware of how much power there is with being on the show. If you want to take the link of the TV I post in the comments of all the things and send it to Gage, which we need to get Gage to go ahead and get that $250 television that's HD, 4K, 43-inch, and potentially 50-inch. Just a regular hero. I'm a regular hero trying to make sure that you get that TV for your daughter. Let's get this going. All right, so we're going to he's delayed the chat.
I didn't even say super. I said hero.
I said hero.
I said hero. I didn't even say super.
Oh man!
Damn.
All right,
get the TV. Get the TV.
Batman superhero. I don't know. We'll get it. But this is jokes for everyone that you see here. I think we had an awesome time. Appreciate it, fellas. Do this again.
Appreciate you.
But until then, guys, we will catch you later.